My name is Chip Williams. I'm a level 2 coach at CrossFit Cole. The relationships that I've built through doing it, which is kind of a funny thing to say because you would think that has nothing to do with coaching, but really it has everything to do with it. You watch them get a box jump for the first time or lift 100 pounds for the first time. It's emotional, and it's really cool to get to be a part of that for people. I've said before, when I started CrossFit, I was scared. I was scared of it because of the dynamic movement involved with it. And I had worked out in gyms my entire life, but never. They were isolated movements. So with my hand, it didn't really involve having to accommodate dynamic movement. Last month, I did a hang clean with 205, and I literally had to, after I did it, I walked down the gym because I teared up after I did it. So, it was just, it's cool to realize that a lot of the limitations you place on yourself have nothing to do with the physical, they're all in your head. In addition to my regular weight training, I started doing TRX classes, which are mainly body weight movements, and I was doing that with the group when they decided they were going to get a CrossFit affiliate there. And that was when, I never voiced it to anybody, but as they were saying, yeah, we're going to stop doing this, we're going to do CrossFit, I was thinking, man, I'll probably just have to go back out in the gym. I don't think I'll be able to do this. It really had nothing to do with any physical limitation I had. It was just all in your head. I mean, you can do what you want to do. And so that's how I got into it. And then coaching was kind of a natural progression for me. I mean, I just, after I became so passionate about it, I just wanted to be able to coach it and get other people involved with it. It's probably Murph, and you'll see that because we do it. We're going to do it today. We're a sponsor for Murph. More not because of the movements or what the watt is, but more because of what it stands for and Michael Murphy's story. And I love the Hero WODs because it gives you a chance to remember that person, say their name, tell their story, speak their name, and do a little bit to remember the sacrifices people are making. But hang clean, because I didn't think I could do it, and I certainly never thought I would ever do 205, and I love it now. A thruster, because again, the thruster is it's a love-hate relationship. It represents something about the same thing to me because with my thumb, it's difficult to hold something in a front rack. If you'll notice when I front rack squat, I do it like this. I don't ever front rack it like that. But for a thruster, you have to do it that way. And so that dynamic movement from being in that squat, which I have really tight hamstrings, so I have to fight pitching forward in my squat anyway, but combining that squat with that press where you have to leave it in that rack position is just, it's mentally brutal for me to even approach it. Like every time I see thrusters, I'm like, oh crap, So, but again, it's good lessons in life to say, okay, yeah, you hate this, but you're gonna do it. If I had never found CrossFit, I would probably still be doing my gym thing. I would go in and do, bench pressing and up, what it was at pecs and biceps a couple times a week and back and whatever, legs once or twice a week. We're in southern West Virginia. We're in the middle of the coal field. The word coal, it is southern West Virginia, and people play different political games with the coal industry, and no matter which side of it you're on, if you live in southern West Virginia, to deny that coal is part of your life is ridiculous. I mean, it is what this state is built on, and and at its heart, it's raw power. I mean, it's what this country was built on. I mean, it's the form of energy that America was built on, and so it's perfect for what we do. Well, I'd like to be a physically active 60-year-old, 70-year-old, and 80-year-old. And CrossFit is functional movement. It's healthy movement when it's done and coached properly. And but more than the physical, when you start doing this, you realize the benefits mentally and emotionally to doing this. I mean, it just does great things for you mentally when you overcome obstacles. Because the best things in life are achieved by overcoming fears. I mean, I did that Dancing with the Stars a couple of years ago. I was absolutely scared to death to even volunteer. The first night I said I would do it, I had a nightmare about it. And, I met my fiance through it. That we got paired together to do it, and never would have met her had I not said. And the reason I finally said I'd do it was because someone asked me, like, why won't you do it? And they said, are you scared of it? And I kind of paused. I was like, yeah, I am scared of it. And then when I said that out loud, I was like, that's a horrible reason not to do something. And I was scared of CrossFit, like I told you when I first, and so the thing I would say is if you're scared of it, one, you're going to come into an environment that's incredibly supportive, where there's zero ego and everybody's just going to want you to get healthy. And it's until you experience it, it's hard to explain. Probably Axl Rose, pretty much just so I could one time in my life get up in front of a stadium of 100,000 people and feel what that felt like. That would be pretty awesome. I think I'd just like to be invisible so I could hang out and listen to what people are saying about me when I'm when I'm not there. I'm definitely a chocolate. I have a sweet tooth and I fight cravings. I have been in a couple of fights in my lifetime, not in a long time. The one guy that I was in, the worst fight I was ever in, is going to be in my wedding. I won the fight at the end, but I will say the entire thing was my fault to begin with. I'm big enough to admit that, and even though I won the fight, I think probably I got the worst injury out of it. I've got my guilty pleasure is I love 80s hair metal. I mean, if you wad in this box, I love 80s hair metal, and you're probably going to listen to it more than you want to if you're in this box. And I love going to concerts and feeling like I'm 18 again.